Virgil, that was a real old-school battle, sort of toe-to-toe all around the pitch until he landed the deadly blows at the end.
Yeah, tough place to come, of course. Very good team, good system, difficult to break down, of course. The atmosphere was incredible, really enjoyed it out there. And obviously very important with the set pieces in the end again, and it's obviously a very good strength of us, and hopefully we can keep on using this. I think a very solid performance and good result to take back home.
That goal seemed to take a little bit of wind out of the sails of the Inter players.
Yeah, but it's normal. You try everything, and they did very well. I must say, defensively, it was very difficult to beat your marker, but Bobby found the space. And obviously, great goal, and in the end, I think it's a well-deserved win, of course, in my opinion. But it was very hard work, and it will be the same in Liverpool.
Also, you were under pressure in certain parts of this game, but the side stood up to it, didn't it? They didn't fold.
Yeah, but
I could see you exhorting your teammates as well.
Well, no, exactly. Everyone expected to be under pressure because they are a very good team. It's Champions League, you know, and I think also one of the messages before the game was you need to be ready to suffer. You're ready to do the hard work, and we definitely did. And you know, it's a very, very good performance, clean sheet, and all happy days.
Thanks, Virgil.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think 2-0 probably flatters them a little bit, but you take that, and I think the bedrock of most performances away from home at this stage of a Champions League is a good defence. And I think today that was proved. I think the two centre-backs were immense. Firmino in front of them as well. And you've got to ride your luck, as Mo said. You have to weather your storm in games. You can't go into a game and expect it to be perfect from 1 minute to 90 minutes. You've got to expect a little 5-minute spell. They had big spells in this game, long spells in this game where they were under the cosh, but they got that experience and that now to be able to navigate their way through games, and then you get the opportunities that they got, and they punished Inter Milan.
Second one makes it very comfy back at Anfield, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, at times, Inter Milan played very, very well tonight, but you pointed yourself, Jake, before. I think Liverpool were professional enough to get the job done. And for all of Inter Milan's good play, I mean, never troubled Liverpool in the final third, really. I mean, he had a few half chances, but you said yourself there was 2 shots on goal, and both of them were from Liverpool. Now, for a team that played as well as Inter Milan and Liverpool to have kept them at bay with no shots on target, maybe the performance from Liverpool wasn't as bad as what we were initially thinking.
Come on, Andy.
Yeah, well played, that man, this evening. As you can see, not a single shot on target for Inter tonight. He was certainly central to that success for Liverpool. We'll take a look at his night in detail in just a moment. But as the only person standing here who's ever managed a football team, tell us how it would have felt for Jurgen Klopp this evening when you make those changes and they have that kind of impact.
Well, yeah, you want your substitutes to come on and you want them to have an impact in the game, and that's certainly what Liverpool's did. You know, I said before when we were sat down, you know, for all of Inter's good play, you know, they never really troubled Liverpool in that final third. OK, they had a little bit of bother. You know, Liverpool defended well as a team. But look, if you said to Jurgen Klopp before the match, look, you'll go to Inter Milan, you'll win 2-0, and Inter Milan won't have a shot on goal. He'd have took it all day long. So as much as we can sit and analyse Liverpool, we can sit and analyse Inter Milan, the fact is that they've gone over to the San Siro and they've put in a 2-0 performance that, you know, what more can you ask for? OK, let's have a look then at one of the substitutes who made a difference tonight.
Yeah, he came on at half-time. Well, let's have a look at that corner that was instrumental in the first half. I mean, this is the area that, of course, everybody is concentrating on because that's where the big lads are, and, of course, they're all going to split eventually. But I just want to run this slowly. Firmino, just watch his arm come out. I'm just going to run it slowly. He almost pushes the defender away with his arm, and he just gets a metre. And what that metre enables him to do is actually, when he comes to head the ball, he actually slows down and he gets the early jump. He gets to jump first. You watch him slam the brakes on there, and then he gets to jump early. And, of course, Inter Milan not having anybody on the back post there, it sneaks into the back post. It's a great header, but it's just that initial little movement to start with that enable Firmino to get that half a yard, Robbie.
Of course, and also the keeper takes another little step to his left, really, that opens up. I mean, Michael's pointed out the fact that no one's on the post, but you see him just step to his left, which opens the goal up a little bit more for the header as well.
Goalkeeper's almost still in the air, isn't he, as he's heading the ball, and he can't get down quick enough to push off. Rio, if you just cue the second goal. The second goal is, of course, let's run this a little bit quicker. A corner coming in. They keep the ball going. They keep, the ball comes out. They win the second balls and they plonk it back in. And I think it's all about Mo Salah's movement in this one. Again, here, if we see Mo Salah, in fact, we'll let it run and see the goal first. We'll have a better angle in a minute. Takes a deflection. This is the angle I think we ought to be concentrating on. You see Mo Salah here. We just take it back a frame or two. So his man is stood right next to him, and if we look at his man, he's actually protecting the goal, whereas Mo Salah's sniffing out, thinking, where is this ball going to drop? Where's the most likely? And he just bends his run into this area. He can see the body shifting forward, and he thinks, right, there's going to be a big gap here around the penalty spot, and look at that. As everybody else runs towards the goal, he peels off, and it just gives him that space. He shouts to Konate, get out the way. He's the one that's running onto the ball, facing the goal. Yes, it gets a bit of a deflection. Yes, it's a little bit lucky. However, there's nobody better than sniffing out an area to score, Robbie, than, well, yourself, but Mo Salah as well.
Well, I mean, all good strikers have an instinct of where do you think the ball's going to drop, and that's having a little bit of cleverness to see that maybe the lad who heads it back is only in a position to head it into one position. Everyone's running towards the goal, but he has the insight to sort of bend his run away from the goal, and he finds himself in 5 yards of space and gets the shot away. In
fairness, just in defence of the defenders there, that's always the natural instinct of every defender, is to go back towards the goal when the ball is travelling and someone's going to head it back across goal. You protect your natural instinct, but the forwards, the good ones, anticipate the ball dropping somewhere else away from defenders, and that one chance out of maybe 5 or 6, if it drops there, then it's about putting it away.
And once you've made the run and the ball comes to you, in that situation, were you just about getting it on target? How much were you thinking about exactly where the ball's going to go? And it's an instinctive shot like that. Well,
it's a type of shot as well. So, whether you're going to hit it with your legs or whether you're going to side foot it, it's depending where bodies are in front of you, whether you can place it round into the corners. I think the fact that it comes to him so quick, I know we've seen it in slow motion, it comes to him so quick. You've got the Liverpool play in front of him. He can only do one way, which is trying to get his laces through it and hope for a little bit of luck. And he gets it with a little bit of a deflection. But it's the movement beforehand which gets him into that position that gets the shot away.
And he's closing in on a rather special magic number, the number being 150 goals for Liverpool. There's a couple of familiar faces actually on this list, as you can see, a certain Michael Owen and a certain...
You know, when you guys are getting to these big numbers like this, do you start looking at the legends above you and the names above you and think, oh, I've got 5 more goals, 20 more goals, how many months is it going to take to get to that, or years? Do you look at that stuff or not?
What did you think, Robbie? I didn't really.
No, I was going to say I never. I mean, when I signed back for Liverpool, one of my most proudest moments was getting my first goal against, not my first goal, but a goal against West Brom, and that put me ahead of Sir Kenny Dalglish. And that was probably the only time I've been bothered about getting above anyone. I mean, we know what Sir Kenny is. He's probably one of the greatest Liverpool ever players. But for me to get close to him was astounding. And when I overtook him, that was probably one of my proudest moments.
Do you mention it when you see him around the stadium every now and again?
No, you couldn't. It's Sir Kenny.